Hello, good day everyone. It is your art teacher Shanika Grimes. Look at this beautiful work. This is what we are going to attempt today. Here are some examples by the children of their finished work. We're going to do this lovely turtle, again focusing on lines and simple shapes and some basic painting techniques. So for this lesson, here is what you guys will need. You will need brushes and a pencil or chalk, canvas or paper. You will also need some acrylic paint and water and a plastic cover for your surface. With that, let's get started. Let's start. Chalk, pencil. I prefer chalk. So we're going to use that 1/3 way up the side again, just about there. And the center of the bottom, just like with the pineapple if you did that exercise. This curve is very similar. Great job. So you should have mastered that curve by now. So we're going to mark the head here just where the curve starts to round downward. And we're going to add an additional marking for where the arm starts. This is going to be a kind of oblong semicircle shape with a kind of beak for the turtle at the end, or close to the top, to the right of the top more than the end. So the turtle's kind of little bill isn't very big like a bird's beak, it's a lot smaller. And I just drew a separation line at the top of it to give it a nice shape. Then I'm going to leave a little bit of space and I'm going to draw in the turtle's eye. This is going to be a kind of almond shape, which is like an oval with two pointy edges. Don't make it too big. Alright, so at that other marking that's a little bit spaced from the face, I'm going to draw a diagonal line with a slight curve in the top for the arm. On the turtle's back, I'm going to draw a few shapes, like a kind of square shape that's rounded in the corners. I'm going to draw these around the outer rim of the turtle shell. You guys are doing great. Then I'm going to draw some smaller ones on the arm. Observe. Draw them in varying sizes. This creates some interest. Good job, guys. Alright, we're back. So with that, I'm going to draw a big semicircle on the turtle's back to finish off the shell pattern. There we go. That was easy. We've had so much practice from our previous lessons. Now we're going to draw some small round semicircle shapes on the turtle's face. I drew a little highlight in the eye as well. Good job, good job, good job. I'm just wrapping my drawing lines around the side so that everything finishes nicely. Good job. Alright, I think we're just about ready to begin painting. So we're going to start with the blue. Yes, we have a kind of theme going with this series of paintings. Repetition is the mastery of skill. It's the key to the mastery of skill. So let's spread that paint on as we practice pulling those strokes left and right for a smooth finish. I'm sure we mastered this by now. So we're going to work quickly. Some paint got a little far down on my brush, so I'm just wiping that off with chalk. I'm trying to keep the paint on the bristles of the brush only. Alright, left and right motions continued. Follow that edge line as we're painting and then we can swipe left and right. That will give us the most control. Follow that edge line, give it a little outline and then swipe left and right, avoiding going into the shape. Reload your brush with paint occasionally to make sure you're getting smooth strokes. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to continue our nice smooth motion of left and right until we fill the background. The background is the area behind the subject matter, and we've used a lot of simple shapes to create this turtle. We have semicircle type shapes, some rounded squares, and of course lots of curved lines. We're following that curved line for the turtle's head, and we're going to keep a nice smooth edge on the outline for the turtle and then fill in a little bit more freely. We've practiced this technique quite a few times, so I hope you guys got it. I hope you've mastered it by now. Don't forget the sides. Where that color finishes, only where it stops, we're going to wrap it around the side. Don't take it all the way down into the part for the turtle. And the other side. Whoops. Bumped my easel. But we're good, we're good. So it finishes about there, and I'm going to paint blue just up that side where the blue stops from around the front. Alright. That's major. That's very nice. You can do the top as well, but I have my display turtle at the top, so I can't do it at this time. But just be wary, you have to cover all 4 sides that are wrapped around the canvas with the color that matches at the front. Alright, smoothing and making sure everything in this coat is as nice as possible. Great job. So we're coming back now with another coat of the blue. We just want to see, as it dries, you can see a bit more patching on the turtle. We just want to smooth over that finish just a bit more. Alright, so we're just going to continue with long left and right strokes to fill in any light patches on the blue. We want to make sure that the first coat of blue had completely dried, because if you play with the paint when it's not quite dry, peace, very lovely, then you will bring back up that first layer of paint. So you want to make sure that you have given the first layer quite enough time to dry. And don't forget to top it around the sides and the top. My top is blocked by the display picture, but you can do yours. Make sure everything is as neat as possible, and we're concentrating on those on those smooth finishes that we've been practicing all this time with the first few assignments. We're practicing a smooth basting technique. Let's go to this beige color. And we're going to fill in the turtle's face all the way around these little markings that will be brown. All these little spots are going to be brown, these semicircle type spots. We did lots of curved lines and lots of semicircles and simple shapes to create this turtle. And we're going to continue by going around those shapes. We're going to fill in the little beak, that's the tiny little triangle. Leave the chalk line so you can see the edge of it, or pencil line. And we're going to fill in around all these simple shapes using this medium paintbrush now, because that gives us a little bit more flexibility and makes it easier to maneuver around these tight spaces inside of the face and the arm. Alright, that's great. This is looking so good. I just love to paint. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, and I hope you found a spot to put your collection from this first series to hang them up in your room or around the house. Reload that brush as necessary. We don't really want any dry brush strokes. And here you can wrap the tan around the bottom of the canvas. I can't really do that because my canvas is being used for display purposes, but you can, so be sure to do that. Alright, let's wash our brush out. Make it as clean as we can. It's looking really nice, guys. I'm so proud of you guys. We've made it so far together past this first set of assignments, and I'm sure you've grown a lot. Beautiful. Let's go to green and that same medium brush, and we're going to work on the base color for the shell. Yes. This is a slightly more detailed version of, a slightly more closer to more detailed abstraction of the turtle. We started with flat shape, flat colors, and now we want to add a little bit more detail. So we're going to go a little bit more into detailing and layering. And we started with our first turtle with simple shapes. Good job. And outlining. So we're going to look at layering a few colors to get a little bit more detail. Alright, so let's paint this base of green. It's looking so good. And we're going to paint it all around the shapes that are inside of the turtle shell. And be sure to wrap your green around the bottom as well, just like you would have done for the arm. Again, I can't do that because my easel is mounted for display purposes. But you guys should know from the wrapping around the first set that how to do this. See, I'm doing it a little bit here on the side where I have open. And I'm only doing it in the area where the green stops at the front. Alright? So do not take it around anywhere else. It's looking good. It's looking great. I'm very fussy. I love my sprinkles of joy I'm putting on it. Wash out that brush again. Wash it out. And then we're going to go to brown with this same medium brush again. I usually do, oh, I got a drip. So when we have a little casualty like this, if you have a rag or tissue handy, just dab it, don't rub it. Absorb that color. Keep that rag or tissue close by and keep it going. Don't panic. I'm doing my outline and I had the inside fills. I did a little bit in reverse this time, but try to make a practice of doing the outside edge first and then filling in. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing on the other hand. Outside edge first. Well, on the hand, not the other hand. There's only one showing. And then filling in. Circle. Semicircle. See those simple shapes again. And they all come together to make this more complex abstract painting of a turtle. Woo! So we're going to come right back. Just give me 1 second. I went to run an errand. Alright, we are back. And I'm going to finish up my brown. Yes, bippity boppity boop. Alright. So I'm going to finish all the brown now. I'm going to go around inside of my semicircle. Paint it as tidy as I can. Alright. Remember to wrap around the sides where that color stops. So brown stops right there. And I'm going to fill in brown just around the edge of my canvas. Okay. There's just one more on the shell. Let's do that outlining and some filling in. Great job, guys. It's looking so neat. Alright. And that one little white spot. And I have some on the face to do. Let's do that now. One more on the arm. A circle. And then some semicircle type shape there by the face. And I'm going to fill in all of my little tiny shapes on the face as neat as I can. I fill in the beak just a little bit. I didn't completely fill it. I left a little patch in the center of it. So it looks like a little bit of shading. I'm adding extra little dots where I see a space looking a little plain. So I didn't draw first. I just made the decision that the forehead was a little plain. And I noticed that spot there was filled on the original. So then I filled it in. So he looks fire. He looks really cool now. Alright. Now, let's take a break so that can dry. So let's play for a little bit. Get some water, get some juice, and come back.
Alright, watch it. You, TikTok got one of flopping at hopscotch so hard. No, Shani could give her a turn. You missed one. Up to now, not one of them went through this properly. Alright! Finally! Oh, okay. Okay, that was a flop, but come back up. Whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, that was a flop. One is trying to cut so Tori could get this stuff. I want y'all at home to try drawing a hopscotch with chalk on the driveway. If you have grass, you can still paint the hopscotch on the grass. And see if y'all remember how to play this, because this is sad. Gio, you know how to do it yet? I'm looking out. Okay. You skipped a whole number. What? Alright, let me show you guys how it's done. It's like Of course we do. I drew this, okay? Let's go. Yes, applause for me. Reigning champion. Tori, you be second. You ever have a dream that I could what I want to do what I can?
Alright guys, we are back. And we are going to go over the background now with some wavy lines. This is one of the basic line types that we can use to create different effects in our paintings. So this is a wavy line. It just bounces up and down in the shape of a wave. And we're doing this in the dark blue with a medium brush. You want to avoid bumping into your turtle as you're doing this. I am pulling from right to left. When I get close to the center or just past it, I just flick the edge of my brush out so that I can get a point on the edge of my wave line so that it looks nice and thinned out at the edge. See? So just lift your brush pressure and you will get that effect. Very good job. Okay. Yeah. What's next? Next, we're back. We are going to add to our turtle an accent. We're going to add a little bit of pink just under the turtle's neck to create a very colorful and fun shadow. So I have my smallest brush and I'm just painting a little bit of the pink under his neck with my smallest brush, and I'm gonna work fast and I'm gonna smudge out the edge a bit with my finger. I do this quite often in painting. I do a lot of smudging techniques with my hands. Then we're gonna go to purple with that same small brush. I would have washed it out. And we're just going to give a touch on the left side of most of the shapes and on the water. So I'm going to start with the water. And I'm just adding a touch of purple on top of the blue. The blue is pretty dry at this point. So if the blue is a little wet, you can give it some time. And then you can do this in the middle of the waves. This adds a really nice texture and some dimension to your painting so it doesn't look too flat. So I'm just adding a touch of this to the right side, of all of my little brown pieces. And on the shell, I'm going to go more left. So I'm putting just a little arc. I did some on the right of the big semicircle. So I'm alternating between left and right, this purple accent on the brown spots. Again, dimension, it helps add like a subtle shadow. Yeah, it's looking so good, so good. It adds a little shadow that helps the painting to look like it has good movement in it and that it's not so flat. So I'm going to go back to my tan, and there's a little bit of shading on the right side of each little bump. First, I'm going to touch up some of these white spots I noticed. I noticed some little specks, so I'm just running some corrections on those. Alright, I'm looking for any other things that might need correcting. And now I'm going to go to black. And I'm going to fill in the turtle's eye with the smallest brush and black. I'm going to leave a little speck of white back for the light in the turtle's eye. So fill in everything except that little speck. Alright. Cool. And I'm washing my brush out. And then we are going to go to brown and do a little bit of touching up as well. I put 2 dashes in the corner of this eye. Then I'm going to draw an arc from each dash above and below. That gives the turtle a nice little eye socket. Looking for anything else that might need touching up. And then I'm going to go to green. Or is that blue? That's blue. And I'm going to give the turtle shell an outline. I try to avoid black as a shadow as much as possible till the very end. So I add dimensions in other darker colors. So I'm going on the left side of my little brown spots in the shell and on the right side of the semicircle. This helps to add some shadows, some cooler shadows. And I'm going to do that on some of the brown spots in the arm as well. Good job. Just a little touch of that blue. Yes. Yes. Add some dimension to our painting. And I'm looking for anything else that needs doing. And also having a little dance. So I'm going to go to white now. White. I used tan for my highlights on the first painting. Well, on this one, I'm going to use white. So I'm going to use white against the waves. Kind of just along them, following that wavy line again. And we're just going to do this quickly. We're not pressing too hard. Just a nice hint of white sparsely throughout the background. Give that final touch to the wave effect. We need some more white, and we're going to add a little highlight, further that highlight in the eye. And then we're going to add a little highlight to the nose, just in the center, and in the center of some of the little spots on the face. And on the top side of our brown spots in the shell, I just smudged that out with my finger. I do love to do this. And you try to keep it on the front side, the right side, sorry. The shadows are mostly on the left and the highlights are mostly on the right. So I came back with a little dance there, giving it some dry time. And now I'm going to put the last bit of white on the arm. Alright. I'm inspecting to make sure I didn't miss anything. Some cream. I found some more little spots. So I'm just shaping and detailing the edge of my turtle's face, making sure it looks very finished. Tidy up whatever you notice for your final touches. Wherever you notice a little speck or spot, because we are almost at the end of our journey. Yay! Make your painting tidy. You are the best judge of your own work and where you'd like to be. I see a little speck of brown that needs some touching up, so I'm just going to do that. Make sure everything is finished. Anywhere I see a little bit of brown that could use some touching up, I'm just going to work on that. You can do this for any color really. Whatever you see that needs some amending, go ahead and make it right. Or a little bit more shaping. This nice detail brush can do that for you, and I'm feeling like, yes, it's done. All right. Great job, guys. I'm just getting some white to put my little signature. I'm going to put my branding symbol for Artist Made. You can put your name and the year. And that is just a very great, wonderful job. Well done. As always, I can't wait to see your pictures. Send me your pictures. I'm really excited about that. 2020 is the year. Good job, guys. Woo! We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Bye. Till next time. Yeah. Dances. Dances. Painting dances. Very good. Wait. Three, two. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this lesson. Send me your pictures, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for doing a great job.